to your question about the failure of the university to take the lead in struggles against racism, these institutions always have to be pushed. Herbert Marcuse and Huri Duchka spoke many years ago about what they call the long march through the institutions, right? And maybe it's been long enough. But as I was saying yesterday, I think that struggles and campaigns that will ultimately make a difference are those that have been well organized. And I want to emphasize, as Ella Baker did, and the quote I offered to you, the importance of organizing. And of course, historically, women have been overwhelmingly those who have engaged in the organizing, because that tends to be the invisible aspect of the movement. But the target is to bring as many people as possible into, and I said this to you yesterday, and I'll say that sometimes we jump out there because of our passion and because of what we want, and that's good, because we should be demanding a better world. We should be demanding a world without racism. We should be demanding a world without war, without invasions of Libya and invasions of Afghanistan and we should be saying that citizenship is not about papers, and that all human beings deserve to be treated as global citizens. But unfortunately, things don't always happen simply because we're passionate about them. And this is why Herbert Marcuse and others who developed the field of critical theory in the Marxist tradition argued that philosophy is important because it holds on to ideas and ideals that have not yet been realized. But oftentimes philosophy cannot realize those ideals by itself. We need other epistemological strategies. We need other activist strategies. And this is how critical theory came to be grounded in philosophy, but at the same time, it moved beyond philosophy. And I would also say that as passionate as we are about what needs to be our world at this very moment, we have to organize in order to guarantee. We have to painstakingly create the kinds of movements that will allow us to move in that direction. So my advice is to try to build a movement that is as broad as possible, and so that when you go to engage in a protest, you don't have 15 people, and I'm not sure how many people, I'm not using numbers, and you don't have 100 people, and you don't have 1,000 people, but you have thousands and thousands of people. And that way you can present a demand that has to be heard. I mean, this is why in the United States we're now involved in all these conversations about racism, and this is why people are finally recognizing that something has to be done about the police, that something has to be done about prisons. We've been saying this all of my life at least, and this is the first time that it seems that we're being taken seriously. But we're being taken seriously only because there is a massive movement that has emerged from at this particular historical conjuncture. And so, you know, like, well, I could go on and on, but I don't want to give another lecture. But do you understand what I mean? I think oftentimes we consider organizing not to be glamorous enough. You know, because the organizers never get credit. And as I've always said, the organizers are only recognized when the work hasn't been done. It's as if housework it is as if organizing were the housework of the movement. You never notice when it's actually done. You only notice when it is not yet been done. So, and finally to the woman, where did you say you were from?
Milan.
Atlanta?